And welcome once again to our weekly Fight Council meeting this Thursday evening. As usual, we are here to talk about all things Fight Underground. And we are opening up this week with, we have a new council member who's going to be joining us this week. His name is Leviathan. Leviathan joining us this week. Justin Idle is taking the week off after being on our last segment. So Leviathan will be joining us this evening. Also, we're going to go right into the council reveal for this week. Other than Leviathan, there is one other council member being revealed, and let's cue that drop up right now. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Ryan Edmonds has joined the council. So Ryan is not with us this week, obviously, but the video review is there. Ryan, welcome to the council if you're listening out there, bud. But right now, I'm going to jump over to our newest council member, Leviathan. Leviathan, this is the portion of the show where a new council member comes on and they give us a little rundown on who they are and where they've been for some of those fans out there who might not know some of our council members from back in the day. So I'm going to kick that to you, buddy. Give us a little rundown on Leviathan.
Okay, well, Leviathan, I don't want to be called Leviathan anymore. I don't want to be owned by any trademarks. Why? Because I've done many different gimmicks, but really just call me Neil Haley, Big Neil, the real deal. Shout out to Norm Connors, but really who made that was Aaron Lester. But before I get started, I want to, again, two legends were lost in the professional wrestling in Pittsburgh that I want to honor. Again, losing Gentleman Joe Perry, and then also the loss of Michael Blade, who was a really good friend of mine, was at my wedding, and it was just a horrible situation, and I'm still hurt about it. And I wanted to honor him in a way by saying, you know, we traveled the road together, buddy, and you are a great man. And so I just wanted to have those shout outs first of all before talking. Well, I got trained by Charlie Fulton, and when I went to work for Charlie, then came and worked some locally in Pittsburgh for a few organizations, and I headed down south. Worked for Burt Prentice and also USWA, wrestled the Headbangers, Colorado Kid, different people, Jerry the King Lawler, we had feuds. So the Moondogs, really learned the Southern style of wrestling and old school wrestling. Then I came back to Pittsburgh and it was like ECW again. And it's like that's when ECW started. And there you go. From there, worked locally Pittsburgh, especially for an organization, and had one of the strangest matches, wouldn't you say, Paul, with pinning T. Ranchula in a dumpster when that Falls Count Anywhere match that was crazy. And we had a lot of hardcore matches, T and I. And from there, I also worked out in other areas and finished my career in Bremen, Germany. So I traveled to Canada, Bremen, Germany for Ottawans, and in about 1999. So really early retirement in so many ways. I'm 47 now. I came back a couple times for Sean Shocker Evans. Paul and I, we had a tough match. We worked together, and I worked a couple times in Uniontown, and then there you go. I'm back thanks to people asking me so I can provide some analysis and look at the new talent coming in, and also, you know, just tell and promote myself. Everyone needs to check out, again, neilhaley.com to see all my shows and everything. And I have all my self-promotion, just like your man Dylan, but I have a lot more things to promote, Dylan. Did you know that? And I really could care less about your Gertie strawberries and all that stuff. What the heck? Get a better sponsor. You need to have me as an agent instead. You know, this sponsor is just bogus, and you could go after some better sponsors, especially with the talent you're trying to bring in to Fight Underground. You know, that's pretty much what I'm saying. And I always will be on my phone, and, you know, when you want me to chime in, I'll chime in.
All right, very good. Welcome to the council, Neil the Big Deal, as he wants to be called now. So
the real deal. Big Neil, the real deal.
Real deal. Yes.
The real deal, Paul.
Right. All right. We'll get it right. Huh? Okay. So speaking of merch, we are going to roll right into our newest segment, which is going to be Merch 180. We have the sponsors of different divisions here in Fight Underground. Some of our council members have sponsorships, as we've seen the last few weeks with Dylan Dean. And hey, Dylan, you're not the only one, buddy, because I've got my own sponsor too. I do. Signed the paperwork this week, brother, and it is Quincy and Paulo's Winey Cheese Express, purveyors of wine and fine cheese, brother. And not only
listen,
that,
I'm glad to see that you're going out getting sponsors.
Hey.
I mean, I'm thrilled to see that. I'm thrilled
not
to see
only that, they are
That first segment was the
very fine
longest.
spirits. Very fine spirits as well.
I like it. I like it. That first segment, Paul, was the longest 5 minutes of my life.
Really?
Well, hey, maybe I'll get my boys to send you over some spirits. I mean, I got a little here tonight myself. I mean,
Whew.
hey, you go for the strawberries. I'm going for the whiskey, brother. And again, we
Drink
also
up.
have Agnes and Gertie's.
Agnes and Gertie's.
They are working us left and right, putting it out there. And let's not forget, we also have our Virgo shirts. They're for sale on the website, fistupthrowdown.com, futhrowdown.com, that is. And they are taking care of our merchandise. We've got the women's division with their shirts. We're going to have the strawberries in there. And now we have purveyors of fine wine and good cheese. So,
Paul, can I trade you? I want some of that cheese, and I'll send you up some of the strawberries because
wow.
Agnes sent me a fresh batch this week, also with my donkey cream.
Have the cream, huh? Gotta have that. So, all right, we're gonna roll right into the Fight Underground business here right now that we've gotten that out of the way. This past Sunday was the premiere of Inside Out. And that is our Sunday night show that is hosted by council member Brandon Kay. And he had the premiere episode of Inside Out. And also joining him on that show were council members Chris Taylor, Justin Idle, and Crusher Hansen. We saw some fireworks in our Virgo division between Shauna Reed, the Pretty Little Psycho, and the Maniac Charlie Cruel. For a while there, I thought they were actually going to jump through the screen at each other.
Let me talk about that show. Can I talk about that show?
You can have a few minutes. I'm going to sit here and just sip my whiskey and listen to you.
First, let me just say, I have a new sponsor as well. It's Rhoda's Llama Juice. She's having a little trouble with labels, but we're going to get it straightened out. But Rhoda's Llama Juice is now on the market. You should try it. Terrific. With that, Bubba.
Yeah.
You're looking a little sideways, buddy. You're looking a little sideways tonight.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway.
I know.
Anyway, with that being said, I watched this show, and I will tell you this. I really, really like Justin Idle. I got to tell you, he carried that show. If it was not for Justin Idle, I would have been bored clueless. But that man right there, he's got charisma, he's got talent, he's got style. I mean, he carried Brandon Kay through that show. The women, I'm a little disappointed. I wanted to see Scarlett and I wanted to see Ronnie. Neither one of them were on, and those two are the premier in that division. Those other two, waste of time. That's all I got to say.
Well,
Justin
that's
Idle.
something different, Dylan.
Hey, but I didn't say a
Normally,
word
the
to
women
you.
are just
Listen.
by you.
Listen, I didn't say a word to you, so keep your trap shut, okay? Keep hooking in the hotel
Why
rooms where
don't
you
you
belong
come
and
down here
mind
and
your
make
business.
me?
With that being
Why
said,
don't you come down here and make me shut up, little boy?
okay, with that being said, Justin Idle, you're my man. Keep going. Thank you. Enjoy a strawberry.
Yeah, it's a little discomforting that he's sucking on his cream there as he talks about Justin. That's for sure.
Rhoda's llama juice.
I don't even want to know where that came from. Absolutely no. As a matter of fact, I'm going to need a little shot to go after that.
But Paul, I think Crusher and Chris Taylor added a lot to that show Sunday.
Agree.
Oh, sure. Both men, they've been up and down the road. They've been all over the country. They've fought some of the premier. Hey, Crusher Hansen, a former national heavyweight champion, for crying out loud.
Right. I thought they were spectacular on the show, and I think Brandon Kay hosted that show. Oh, I know. Of course I did. Just keep eating your strawberries. But I think Brandon Kay persevered through that show with a little technical difficulty because of the tech stuff. And he he flying colors. That next show will be just bigger and better than this. Hey, would you let me talk, Dylan? Thank you. I'm done now.
All right, very good. So, well, I know our hosts were spectacular and they were spot on, but what I want to talk more about, though, I want to talk about the talent that was being showcased on that show. And it wasn't just our fighters that were showcased on that show. We had the announcement on that show that we have now picked our senior official for Fight Underground. He will be the man who is in charge of all of the officials, and that is probably one of the absolute best referees I've ever seen and had the pleasure of being in the ring with, and that is Sean Patrick. So Sean Patrick is our head official. He's been the head official all over the country in various promotions. You can't ask for a finer official. So Sean,
I agree. I like him.
Yeah,
I like him. He's a good man.
Yes.
He's a good man.
Yep.
he's very good at what he does.
I just said a good man, JB. I didn't say very.
Yeah, keep eating your strawberries. You guys wonder why I drink dealing with this guy.
I don't blame you.
That's good
Paul,
stuff.
Paul, is that something we need to talk about? The drinking again? Or is this something we need to talk about? Because I'm here for you, brother.
I'm good. I'm
here for you, brother.
I'm not making a JB category just yet.
Now,
So-
Dylan,
I'm here for you, brother.
Dylan, you have to understand, we're going to be locked up for a lot longer, it seems like. I mean, your fake news that you had to message me telling me, guess what? You don't have to wear masks anymore. So I was thinking of going to the grocery store, and I find out I can't wear. They're still wearing masks. I'm thinking the whole world changed from this press release he sends me, and
Well,
nothing happened.
really, well, in all reality, you're the only one that should still wear a mask. I agree. So you're right. You should keep that mask on everywhere you go for the next 15 to 20 years you have left. I would do that if I were you.
Really, Dylan, that maybe 10
That's what I
for
would
you,
do.
maybe 5. But listen, here's the thing: that if you go ahead and allow me to go get a haircut and a beard cut, because I don't go and like shave my own head like you do. I go to a professional.
You
I
probably
go
should.
to a professional. I have other people do things for me. I don't have
Understand.
to go off different things like I did back in the business 25 years ago and say, okay, look at my gimmick. Look at this.
Okay, move on, board. Next.
we're not going to get political here on this show. That's not what we're here to do. We can talk about that later off the air if you'd like to.
Let's talk about the talent.
That's right. That's what we're here for. You got that right, Bubba. Also coming out of our Inside Out segment this past week, we saw Sandwich of OSHA Inc. And he was throwing out violations everywhere. That this young man seemed to be a little upset with the council, so to speak, and didn't like the fact that we were maybe dissing him a little bit. He's a little undersized. We know that he's not exactly a big man. He does have talent. I'm not going to deny him that. And OSHA Inc. is a team. I'm not going to deny the fact that they're not talented wrestlers. Some people like the big men, so they don't quite stack up. So that's all you can say about that. And that brings us to our dojo participant who was on, Flex Simmons, who is from the Ring of Honor dojo. He kind of got into a little scuffle there with AJ Alexander.
He held his own and more.
Oh, yeah. Oh, there's no two ways about that. And it seemed that Flex's gripe, I guess, if you want to say, is he's claiming that being that he's been trained in the Ring of Honor dojo, that means that he is superior to some of our guys, such as AJ, who was trained by Quinn Magnum. I take a little bit of exception to that because, as everybody knows, I train Quinn Magnum. So if you're trying to say Quinn Magnum is not what this business is about, well, then you're kind of dissing me too, kid. And I tell you what, you don't want to get on the wrong side of the fight director. So, I've trained Quinn. I trained Kay. They both train guys like Chris Taylor.
Mike Crusher. Yeah.
So, we've got every bit as good of talented trainers and talented fighters as far as I'm concerned. So, Bubba, I know, you've dabbled in some training in the past up your way, maybe not so much as we have in the Pittsburgh area, but what do you think of these Pittsburgh guys that are coming up?
I always respect the Pittsburgh area workers, and I respect you guys when you guys train these guys. You train them the right way. But this Flex Simmons, he's just coming in with a pedigree, and when he was talking, he believes what he's bringing to the table in Fight Underground. So you can't knock him for that. You've got to give him a little. I'm going to give him a lot more respect due to what I saw Sunday, and he's coming in. maybe he's locking his guns and ready to rock and roll. You know what I mean? So I got to give him credit. But you guys trained a lot of guys, and there's a lot of lineage down there in Pittsburgh, and, hats off to you guys. So, I mean, you guys, I can't knock it, but I want to give this Flex Simmons just due because he come in on his thing Sunday on that show, and he come in and he controlled that promo when he was against the other guy.
I agree, but Bubba, you're making me seasick. What's going on over there, buddy?
Well, I got one hand, and I'm just keeping everything steady, sir. Thank you. I can't eat like fruits with my other hand because I'm got to be tech savvy here, Dylan. Thank you very much for caring. I appreciate it.
Just curious, a little seasick.
Wow. So
Yeah.
I
Wow,
mean, like I
right.
said, look at between the guys on the council and the guys who we have in FU, they've all been trainers at one time or another. You got guys like Crusher, like Boomer himself, Shirley Doe, Crusher Hansen, Dean Radford, myself, Mad Mike. I mean, hey, this kid wants to knock the training. Hey, you're gonna have to put up or shut up in the ring. Boomer, what do you think about this kid kind of calling out the trainers of FU?
Well, look, Flex Simmons is a little bit cocky. I like it. You got to be cocky in this business. Us as established trainers, I really don't think that. I'm not going to sweat his words. I am very curious and I am very anxious to see him in the ring. He's cocky. He does come from the dojo. Props to him, but it's going to be handled in the ring.
All right, that's where we're here. That's where we're going to settle everything. So, Stacy Hunter, I know you haven't necessarily had a hand in training anybody, but you were trained by some of the people that I mentioned. What say you about this Flex Simmons questioning the ability of fighters who were trained in the Pittsburgh area?
Well, I'm not exactly thrilled that he said that guys in Pittsburgh area aren't that great or whatever. We've had some phenomenal talent come out of Pittsburgh. Corey Graves came out here, and look where he is now. Just because you came from the dojo does not mean you're anything spectacular. We got to see you in action, and we're against our guys, and let's see who's the best one.
All right, very good. JB, I'm going to get you to chime in here a little bit about this Flex Simmons.
Very happy to be here, first and foremost. His promo was a little underwhelming, but that's because he's green. And I will defer the rest of my time to Mr. Haley, RDN, Real Deal Neil. If you give him a chance to speak, please.
Sure. Let's hear what you got to say, Neil. What do you think about this guy questioning the talent of the trained athletes?
It's ridiculous because, again, the talent in Pittsburgh was just bar none. I mean, you think about specifically enough people wanted to come to Pittsburgh, especially the days, Paul, when we were filling seats and it was a sold-out crowds, and they were coming from everywhere. From ECW, they were coming everywhere to compete with us. Our talent's unbelievable, and think of people from Pittsburgh. Bruno Sammartino. We can just go to the lineage of Dominic DiNucci. Lord Zoltan is in our council. I mean, we have really great talent. Just because of the dojo, big deal. Decide to train in the dojo. That's new school. But guess what? You come here, it's old school. And if you were trained by you guys, it's going to be unbelievable talent. And I know for a fact they're gonna have their hands full with people that were from Pittsburgh because we're, again, hardworking. We're not fake news like the guy in the left-hand corner, DD. Pittsburgh, you're an outsider here, and that's the bottom line. You're an outsider. And that we in Pittsburgh are the best wrestlers. Bottom line, the history in Pittsburgh for wrestling compared to maybe little towns in Pennsylvania or wherever, it's the best. So just to talk about Pittsburgh, forget about it. Too much great talent has been here, and the trainers know what they're doing for sure.
And let's not forget that Ring of Honor dojo out of Maryland. So yes, they are not Pittsburgh local. Hey, like you said, guys like Bruno and Dominic, my trainer Dominic. But you know what? I'm not going to sell Dylan Dean real short because hey, let's face it, he comes from the dynasty. Out there in Allentown, the Samoan dynasty, man. I mean, Alpha Sika,
Sure.
All those guys. You got Rosie, The Rock. So Samu, yes, his son Lance. You've got his brother Alpha Jr. Snitsky, all these guys. So Dylan, kind of an extension of Pittsburgh, because all those guys have at one point in time come into the Pittsburgh area. So I'm going to get your thoughts on this kid kind of dissing Pittsburgh and maybe even the Pennsylvania area as far as training goes.
I'll tell you a quick story. In all reality, is that when I first came to Pittsburgh, Sam stopped me in the locker room and he said, "We're going to Pittsburgh." And I said, "Why? What's in Pittsburgh?" And he said, "Some of the best wrestling you'll ever see." So I took that with it meant something. So we took the hike out there every 2 weeks for 4 years. We came out to Pittsburgh, and he wasn't lying. It was some of the best wrestling I've ever seen in 25 years. So I give you guys, bar none, credit for continuing to make Pittsburgh. If you think of Pittsburgh wrestling, you think of you guys. That's it. That's it. You know, I'll even say even Neil back in the day. So bar none, Pittsburgh wrestling.
Nice. Thank you.
No problem. Truth to the truth. So, but I will say that Pittsburgh wrestling is absolutely some of the best wrestling across the states, and Samu would stand on this same thing and agree with me 110%. So, to come in and diss the Pittsburgh trainers, I mean, it's just the way it is anymore. The new style of wrestling, man, you just have to yell and scream at somebody for some reason or other. I don't know, but
it's sad that I actually agree with him. I actually agree with you. That's sad.
Yeah, I mean,
he's speaking the truth there. He really is. That's kind of the way it is.
Let's get them in. Let's get them in and let them fight, and let's see what Pittsburgh has to offer. I came out of there with a lot of lessons. So it's probably the last time I say that. But congrats and to all of you guys and everybody that's sitting on here.
And I think Dylan, yourself, and the rest of this council will agree. Come out here and knock Pittsburgh, you're going to have to get in the ring, and you got to prove that. We don't take lip service. You want to shoot your mouth off, we're going to make sure you prove it in the ring. So
yeah.
We're going to move ahead.
A lot of that. Let me say something real quick, Paul, if I may.
Sure,
a lot of these younger guys, they have to get respect. They just don't give us older guys respect, and they shoot from the hip, and their mouth is overloading their ass, and it's just they need to be taught a little respect, and that's all I'm asking. So you young guys, a little respect will go a long way. It will.
For the old days, where now that they don't let us do that, Paul, what do we do when they talk noise?
Hey, we took them to the mat and showed them what was what.
Right, exactly.
It was about that. There's a lot of guys who walked out of my training school with some lumps on them because they thought they were going to be top of the mountain just walking in the door. As a matter of fact, our head man, Quid Magnum, will tell you, you walked into my training school, you didn't walk back out, you limped the hell out. So this kid's going to have to prove a lot to the people on this panel. So now I understand here, I'm talking to you, Boomer, and you, Bubba, you've got a little something going on here tonight. A little something special, it says here on my meeting notes. So I'm not real sure what that's all about, but I'm going to turn it over to you guys just for a few moments. So you go ahead.
I'm going to let Boomer start this one off. Since he's known Dylan for a long time, I think, Boomer, you should start this off.
Oh, you always got to.
First off, if you give me just about 30 seconds, I do want to wish my business partner, my tag partner, Bryce Anthony, is celebrating a birthday today, and I want to wish him a happy birthday. But that's not the only birthday that's around.
That's right.
Because, Dylan, celebrating your birthday as well. Got a little birthday surprise for you.
Enjoy.
This was sent to me, so if we could roll that.
I like videos. Show me.
Oh, God.
I like it.
Happy birthday, Dylan. I certainly know what I'll be wishing for this year.
Wow.
Okay.
Speechless. I love it.
Oh my!
Don't know what to say to that right now.
Oh, happy
messed up.
birthday, Dylan! Happy birthday to you! Happy
messed up.
birthday!
Listen, can I tell you
That's
something?
nice
For
to
one,
see a box of Fruit Loops didn't puke on her face this time.
can I
Hey, I don't know.
tell you something? And I'm being real with both of you, okay?
Oh, okay.
Boomer, just stop this. Just literally stop with this. Just don't go down this road. This has nothing to do. Stop
Dylan,
with it.
Dylan,
Just listen.
Dylan, hold on, Dylan. Let me ask you one question.
I don't have any answers for you. I'm not answering any of your questions.
Just come on. Give me.
Paul, move on.
Hold on,
Paul.
How does
move on.
how does this girl get 8,000 views? How does she get 8,000 views with this stuff? And my phone keeps blowing
11,000
up.
views.
Oh, 11. Now it's up to 11. That's all I want to know. What does she do, or who does she know? You're pretty popular, Dylan. That's all I got to say.
Asking you.
Oh, can we please move on?
I agree, Stacy. Let's move on. But I will say this.
Wait, Dylan. You and I are all BS aside. You and I are very, very close. And I'm asking you, what is the deal?
And I'm going to tell you, Boomer, and I'm asking you as a friend to let it go and move on. Stay away from this situation and stay away from this maniac. Stay away from this crazed lunatic maniac. That's all I'm saying. I'm not addressing it again.
It's like Days of Our Lives.
I'm not addressing it again.
Worse.
She blows up my phone. Blows up my phone all the time about this stuff. You know, I just like a quick answer. That's all.
I know there's a lot of views. Let's move on with this.
Okay. So Dylan, you don't want to talk about this. Is that what you're saying?
I'm not addressing anything. I'm not addressing anything.
Be sponsored by
I will say this, Dylan, that I have been invited to lunch, and Bubba has been.
Okay, let me just tell you, if you guys go to that lunch, lose my number forever. I will never ever, and believe me when I'm telling you, I will be the worst nightmare of both of your lives.
Oh my God!
Worst.
Quit talking out your ass. Quit talking out your ass.
And that's
You're talking out your ass.
So then do me a favor. Let it go. No lunch, no nothing. Move on. Stay away.
Wow, we hit a nerve. That's all.
Also, you know, all I can say is I'm so glad that Quincy and Paulo sent me my stash this week because.
Paul, can you send me some of that? Because I'm going to need it.
I'm telling you.
I don't know. She's getting all these thousands and thousands of views,
Crazy.
and we're all on social media, and I just like to know how she's doing it, Dylan. Sorry, I got podcasts too. That I try to do. So I don't know how.
All I can say about the whole thing, Dylan, is I warned you last week, brother. If you can't handle this, I will, and you know that's going to happen, man.
Thanks, Paul.
You know that. I don't care where you came from. You know that because you know where I come from. I'll drop the hammer, dude. That's all I can say.
Well, then let's talk off the air. Me and you. I got something for you.
All right, let's move along here because
let's go.
Enough of this whole situation. JB, you've been rather patient tonight with all this going on, trying to get our new sponsors in and whatever the hell that was. So the fights are upon us. So I'm going to let JB take a second or two here. He's going to take this segment and talk about the fights that are coming up and exactly what is going on. We have a date set. So, JB, I'm going to toss it to you to let everybody know what's going on.
Paul, thank you. Finally, we have a live event. It's going to be a week from Saturday, June 20th. It's going to be in West Virginia in a location parts unknown because it's invitation only. And the way that we can make it happen is because of the five sponsors we have going on. Make no mistake, it's about time Fight Underground starts fighting, and it starts a week from Saturday. I got to throw out a little bit to the five sponsors that we have so far. Image 987, SOS Customs, Graphic Tree Entertainment, I'm looking right now, Sorgatron Media, and Magnum Athletics. It's such a great thing. The world may still be shut down, but Fight Underground has a live event happening. And Paul, I know that it's invitation only, but I don't want to step on top of what you're going to say. It's a very private event, a very extreme event, and we can see some of these competitors start fighting now. Paul?
That's right. That's it. June the 20th, Fight Underground starts the fights. We start getting down to business, and that is where we are going to. Hey, all these guys are underground, but that doesn't mean they're necessarily on the roster. They are on the roster in theory, but now we're going to see them fight for their positions. Like we said before, 0-0. It's coming down the pike on the 20th, and again, invitation only. You saw last night my video drop that showed up. I've been sending out the invitations. The red envelopes have gone out to these fighters, and Boomer, you know exactly what I'm talking about. We've got some matches confirmed. You know about that. So let's jump in on there and let some people know what's going on here.
7, count them, 7 confirmed matches, June 20th. And the one thing about Fight Underground is Fight Underground doesn't push money just in one division. It's going to spread the love on all divisions because we're about fists up, throw down. And June 20th, I'm telling you, invitation only, fighting gets started. The dreams are going to be crushed. Some prayers will be answered. June 20th, Fight Underground, live event. I'm excited. I can't wait.
All right. Dylan Dean, I know you got something to offer here.
I'm sorry. Oh, yeah. So I've been – let me get my together here a little bit first.
All right,
okay?
yeah, come on. Focus here, brother.
Well, there's a first.
I know there's a lot of things going on, and they took votes. I'm sorry. I'm a little rattled. I have a little thing. I have a couple things going on in personal life that I'm just kind of dealing with. That's all. Everybody goes through that. But with that said, I'm going to focus and I'm going to stay in the lane.
Paul,
I know the first match. But I'm not going to tell you what it is. But I know the first match.
You're such a team.
And all right, I'll tell you. We have the first competitor, the very first competitor in Fight Underground. Do you want to know who it is? Or should we take a commercial break?
Let's jump right in.
Tell you who it is. More votes than anybody. First competitor, AJ Alexander.
Well, there you go.
You know who he's going to face?
Go ahead, Dylan.
I'm not going to tell you.
Okay.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, okay. We can't lay it all out on the line, man. There'll be nothing to talk about next week. So, AJ Alexander.
I just can't tell you.
You be looking for that. You be looking for that invitation, AJ Alexander. You pleaded your case on Inside Out. You've made the first cut. So
I'll say this: that the guy said that he is the chosen Samoan.
yes,
I don't know what that means.
I don't know.
He is the chosen Samoan.
You might have to talk to some of the boys up there and find out. Maybe Samu could shed some light on that. I don't know.
Chosen.
Yeah. That is exactly what he says. He is the chosen Samoan. And AJ Alexander, like I said, you impressed just enough to get in to the first match. Okay,
He won. He had the most votes.
Well, had the most votes. That don't mean he's won a spot. That means he's won the opportunity. So look for that invitation, AJ. It's on its way. And it's not just going to be the singles division.
But listen,
we're going to see tag team.
I want to tell you one thing, though. I appreciate this tonight very much, but I got to go. So I appreciate everything you guys are doing. But
What?
Bye now.
Where is he?
Peace.
Where's he going?
I don't know if I want to
Somebody
argue
else
that.
to get a
That
chance
is
to
about the
talk.
strangest thing right there. Wow.
he does dominate the air.
Little
Dominate
bit.
something, that's for sure.
Wow.
You know, you try to offend people, but he can offend people much more.
Yeah, Dylan Dean has chosen to bow out here. I don't know. We got Neil on this week, and Dylan Dean checks out early. We might have to have you on more often.
Wow.
I'm happy to. I think for me being quiet, that's just not me at all. So you know,
That's unreal. That's unreal. The biggest mouth of Fight Underground leaves this heavily influential podcast and rolls out that way. And he's talking about toughness and grit, which I don't know what happened, but it seems like Dylan don't have it.
I don't know.
I think you guys struck a nerve.
Well, maybe.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Can you do it every week?
He might be losing his partnership with Agnes and Gertie because of it.
I'll tell you got to watch those sponsorships, man. They're watching us just as much as we're watching them, and that's why I take another opportunity to show the goods. Damn, that's good stuff. So now that we've left Dylan Dean to take care of whatever the hell it is he's taking care of, like I said, on this premiere event in June, on June the 20th, we are not only going to see singles competition, we're going to see tag team competition, which we have come up with unique names for each of our divisions. Those of you who know Quinn Magnum know that he's very specific about being different. That's what Fight Underground is. It's all about being different. So our tag team division going forward is going to be called Duos ×2 division. Basically, 2 men against 2 men. 2 × 2. So that's going to be our tag team division moving forward. And of course, our singles division, we've come up with a name for them. They are the Alpha King division. So, Neil, I'm going to start off with you on this one. What do you think about these unique names that Quinn Magnum, myself, and we got input from the council? What do you think about it?
See, I like it. It's unique, and you got to be unique in this day with all these promotions, especially in the Pittsburgh area and all over the country. Independents, make yourself different, known, unique, and that's what FU is doing, and that's why I'm part of the council. And I'm very impressed with these names because they will get people talking, and they'll get so many people that are in the message board right now saying they want to be part of Fight Underground. So I think it's a great idea. More uniqueness, not the same old you see on television or in other independent wrestling shows. Do something different, and that's what I like.
All right, very good. Stace, I know you had a hand in our female division, the Virgo division. So I'm going to get your input on the 2 new names we're unveiling tonight for our men's and our tag team division.
I love the fact that we're doing something completely different. We're not going to be the same, the tag team division, the men's division, the women's division. We're different. That is what FU is all about, is being different. I love the new names. I love the concept. I can't wait to see it all come together in action. The final piece of the puzzle. You guys know what I mean.
All right. Stacey's excited about it all, and I can't blame her, man. JV Destiny, let's get your thoughts on it.
Thank you, Paul. I agree with Stacy on a lot of that. She is savvy, so I agree with her. I also agree with Neil, but I think like the biggest thing about the Alpha Kings are big guys, big monster guys, not dudes my size, but dudes that are
I agree with
approaching 300 pounds. This is it. It should be King Kong versus Godzilla. That's what people want to see. They want to see people larger than life. That's what they want to see.
Like myself back in the day, right?
Exactly.
Exactly. I'm going to agree with you 100%, JB. I think one of the big things missing today is wrestling. In wrestling, is a lot of the guys out there. They look like the guy you see at the bodega down the street.
Exactly.
We used to be larger than life, like superheroes. I mean, even I wasn't that big of a guy. I was nowhere near the size of Neo, obviously, but you had that aura about you. You were almost unapproachable and untouchable, and this does not go on today. And that's what we're looking for. Boomer Payne, expand on what I'm saying, man.
Oh, you're absolutely right, Paul. Man, we all were superheroes, and yes, we weren't all blessed with Neil's size. But we each carved out our own different niche. I mean, look at JB. JB is one of the most household names coming out of Pittsburgh. So, yeah, and I'm excited. Naming your divisions and not following the norm, big things happening at FU. I'm just excited to be a part, and I can't wait to see where we go.
All right, very good. Bubba, you're another big man. What do you think about all this?
Well, I love big men wrestling too, because I made a staple up here in the northern part of Pittsburgh. And you want to look like a wrestler. When you walk into the ring, you want to look like a wrestler, and we all agree on that. And I think FU thinking and being creative outside the box with these names is just the hats off to us. You know what I mean? Like, we're doing something different, and it'll go up from here. I do believe that. And being creative is the key. And we are the key at Fight Underground, I believe.
All right, very good. Everybody's excited about what we got going on. We are going to be different than everybody else out there. We said that from the beginning, that Fight Underground is it's going to be the new normal, so to speak. As much as I hate that phrase, but this is going to be what wrestling is.
If I was smart enough to buy that URL, it's worth like $3 million.
The trademark, brother.
Oh, I got to jump on the next thing, right? Well, what else? What's the next trend? Try it right then and there.
So with all this being said, I got to kind of, I guess, bring things down just a little bit here. I've heard some grumblings, and I don't know. I haven't had a chance to confirm anything just yet. But there appears to be some sort of betrayal going on here in Fight Underground. Dare I say, traitor, so to speak. I don't have all the details, but I'm going to look into this for sure. And I can tell you this: if you want to cross anybody here in Fight Underground, and we find out who you are, you are going to be dealt with, and it's not just going to be your normal, frat council vote you out type of deal, man. It's going to be violent. You're going to be kicked the hell out of here. So we're going to handle this. I'm going to get some more information on this moving forward.
Paul.
Yes, Jay.
Please, some context. This is a startling accusation, revelation. Please, context, please.
Apparently, we've got somebody who might be a little bit disgruntled, and he's betraying Fight Underground. He's kind of a Benedict Arnold, from what I'm hearing. So I've got to get more detail on exactly what's going on. But we're not going to start out with political BS like some other promotions do. Okay? It's going to be straight up.
Let us know, Paul, so we know what's going on. And I commend you for trying to. I commend you for trying to find this out quickly. Yes. Yeah, we don't need that.
I want to throw it out there just so you guys know what goes on. I want to be transparent as the fight director.
I appreciate it.
I'm not going to do anything behind your guys' backs. I want you to know there's something going on. I don't have all the details, and once I do, we will definitely get together behind closed doors, and we will take care of this matter. There's no two ways about that.
Okay. Thanks.
Snitches get stitches.
That's it, brother. You know it. So, rolling right along here, we are going to talk about another new segment we've got going on here on Fight Underground, and that segment is called Headlock On. Okay, and that is which we're going to take a up close and personal look at some of the personas that are within Fight Underground, and we're going to start it off big. We're going to start off with one of the biggest enigmas that is in Fight Underground right now. Sorg, I know you got the video. Well, let's play that promo, and then we'll get into it.
Oh, it just had to be that you miss me, right? You all miss me, Paul, Council. Because I know you're not calling me out. You wouldn't do that, Paul, would you? I know we're not friends, but I've been watching. I've been worried about you. A little pasty, a little pale, like you could use some color. I promise, you are calling me out? I'll give you all the color you need. Because it sounds like you are. You're saying that I got to prove myself. I got to prove myself? Maybe some of the other vets like Dean Radford, Beastman, they got something to prove. But this guy? And how do you do that? Sit in a bed, do some talking, hop into the comments of the stream, slide into your DMs like a thirsty teen? Because That's what I'm seeing right now from the boys and girls trying to go underground. That's all I'm hearing is a bunch of talk. We got an impressive roster. Best of the best. You wouldn't be here if you weren't. You can tell me I gotta prove myself with boys and girls. One thing you could say about Troy Lord since 2001. I'm proven. So whoever wants to fight, whoever wants to fist up, throw down, AJ, Flex, Greatness Alexander, you prepubescent child, Brohemoth, #1. I don't think so. Well, maybe I'll hop over and see what Ronnie Nicole's up to. Scarlet, Badger. Something you might not know about me, ladies. I fight both ways. It doesn't matter who you are. So you can go ahead. Fist up, throw down. I'm ready anytime. It's not right now. See, because when I fight, when I perform, it's going to be in front of a large, screaming, admiring audience. And from what I'm hearing, that's not going to be happening for a long time. So, sorry. So, boys and girls, you go ahead. You fight, stretch, claw, do whatever you have to do to make it underground. Because once you do, you think you've gone through the worst. I promise you, you're going to look across that ring and you're going to be staring eye to eye with a glammed up mad dog. It's going to tear you apart. Oh, almost forgot. Idol, Taylor, Kay. From what I'm hearing, it sounds like you guys aren't sure whether you should wrap it up or just keep on going. So please, 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 if you're going to go underground. So if you're not sure you're ready to wrap it up, I'll make that decision for you.
All right. Well, all I can say about that is, damn. Troy Lords, this guy he's done so much in this business. He's won a heavyweight championship wrestling over 27 minutes with a shattered wrist. His history is, all over the board, man. This guy he was part of sexual harassment, no frills. This guy's got everything going for him. But the one thing you got to understand, Troy, again, this is Fight Underground, brother. You're not going to dictate your terms to us. We are going to dictate our terms to you. So, if you want to compete, you're going to compete on our terms. So I just want you to know, Troy Lord, you and I have been in the ring as partners. You and I have been in the ring as opponents. I'll be making that call, not you. So with that all being said, I am going to wrap up our meeting for this week with one more Fight Council reveal as we go off the air. Enjoy this next reveal. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to welcome this man to the council, and we will see you next week.